And Kevin, it will be a most challenging Tuesday, to say the least, for the president. What do you expect on Korea this morning?
Well, the president, of course, working with Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, Tom, in order to try to address the growing threat of a nuclear North Korea. This was their most brazen effort yet on behalf of North Korea just over the weekend, in which they tested their latest missile launch. But, of course, UN Ambassador Nikki Haley trying to form a cohesive alliance with our international counterparts. We should note that we are just days away from the UN General Assembly meeting. Yeah. Look for how Russia and China will begin to intermix with Ambassador Haley, and also look for Secretary Treasury Steven Mnuchin to potentially consider new sanctions against China and Russia financial institutions. Our
Yvonne Mann in Seoul, Korea this morning, usually ensconced in Hong Kong. Yvonne, what is the backdrop and tension between this ancient challenge, which is Korea-Japanese relations? How linked are they as they face this crisis?
Well, they certainly have a long history, a lot of angst as well, as you mentioned. But it seems like we're seeing a little bit more of a united effort here as this debate, as Kevin mentioned, heads not to China, but also Russia. The Eastern Economic Conference is where Shinzo Abe, the Japanese Prime Minister, and President Moon Jae-in of South Korea are heading to next. And Moon just speaking to Russian media in the last hour, saying, look, we're still hopeful for some type of peaceful negotiations with Pyongyang, but now is not the time for that dialogue. And we've certainly seen the flexing of the military might here. 20 vessels and these live fire drills continuing on through till Saturday, after we heard that this ICBM may be happening a little bit earlier than expected.
Kevin, which is a priority for the White House? What is happening domestically? What is happening with the debt ceiling, with DACA, with Harvey? Or is it the story on the international stage with what is happening with North Korea? How good is the president at juggling?
Well, that's a great question, and I think that, the president and the White House will suggest that they're able to walk and chew gum at the same time, so to speak, with all of these different issues. That said, the Congress returns from recess today. They are set to take up in the House of Representatives the $7.45 billion worth in aid for Harvey funding. It will not be tied to the debt limit. That's a win for the Freedom Caucus. They have been pushing for there to be a separate vote on Harvey funding. And then additionally to that, I think what you're going to see is a pivot, at least in Congress, to trying to deal with the issue of raising the debt limit. A lot of investors concerned about that and the uncertainty that could come out of any potential political theater surrounding that in the weeks ahead.